Vamos aqui acabar de ver os comentários dos diretores de Life is Strange. Já temos mais 2 videozinhos, isto aqui deve ser curto. É o 8, Acertando as Coisas, e o 9, Voz da Arcadia Bay. Vamos já então aqui rapidamente vê-los. Como sempre, reabastecer de ligação.
Lot of photographs, even some of the no weapons, the no bullying, no weapon. Yeah. We took photographs in some high school in. It wasn't in Oregon, but it was near Washington, so it's still in the Pacific Northwest, near Seattle. And we took some of those. We just adapted some of those posters, and even for example, like this for the map. We did a lot of research, finding real maps of real buildings and trying to be quite precise with the scale, the layout, the locations, because we really wanted everything to feel genuine and to, sometimes you can go really wrong in a game if you just start to forget about the scale and the detail. So we really wanted to have things right, like having this kind of.
Como sempre, os desgraçados atentos aos detalhes, mano. Eu já estou a ficar sem xingamentos para os gajos, lembrando que eu estou a xingá-los de boas. Não estou a xingá-los porque estou a achar que eles são maus, não. Estou a xingá-los porque eu estou a achar que eles são demasiado bons para ser realidade. Foda-se, mano. Como é que é possível?
Some TV shows, of books, of movies, and I think that in Life is Strange the setting was really good to have a lot of those Easter eggs that we speak to the players and put the game into a pop culture reality. So there is a lot of stuff that is scattered around the game. If you look at every license plate in the game, you'll see that the letters, they are meaning some. In episode 1 is titles of TV shows that somehow we liked or.
Não, como é que. Não, nem fudendo que eu não vi isso.
Some part for the game. In episode 2 it's movies. Yeah.
No episódio 2 são filmes.
You have the room.
Os monitores há um quarto que alguém.
Someone wrote Red Room on the slate.
It's the number of the room in Shining.
Yes, and so it shows that we love us as developers the movie, but also that the characters in the game, of course, know about this movie because it exists in their real world and they are making jokes about it.
We knew that we had to hire an American scriptwriter. We sent some tests to few writers that were recommended. We knew, and Christian Divine. We had a Skype with Christian. After maybe 2 minutes, we all knew that it was going to be him. I had this kind of vision of him in the office, working with us.
Since we've chosen him, he was at 100% and even 200% in the project. With us, he completely understood what we want to do with the characters and with the story and with the different themes we wanted to talk about. During the motion capture session, we ask the actor and the actress to when they meet Max and Warren meet the first time here on the parking lot, we ask them. They were trying to kiss themselves, but you can't do that in the United States. In fact, as French, we were thinking that it's cool. They are going to kiss themselves. Warren tried to kiss Max,
to kiss Max on the cheek.
We've never done that, so we changed after discussion with the writer and a lot of friends. We say, okay, yeah, we should switch to a hug. So we changed the animation to have just Warren try to hug Max and not kiss her. Yeah, this is a kind of mistake we can do as French people, so we have to be very careful about that.
Espera.
In France you can.
Agora é que eu peguei um detalhe, eles são franceses. Os gajos que criaram o jogo são Mano, eu não sabia disso. Eu estou a pegar cada detalhe agora. Mano, os gajos são franceses. É incrível como o facto de eu não gostar da língua francesa é onde tem as pessoas, várias pessoas que eu adoro. Como é que é possível? Tá, a equipe que criou um dos meus jogos favoritos é uma equipe francesa. Uma das minhas streamers favoritas é francesa e eu não gosto da língua francesa. Ok. Boa. Excelente. Magnífico. Eu acho que cheguei a um ponto em que eu já deixei de fazer sentido há muito. Uma das línguas que mais odeio é o francês, porque eu nunca consegui pegar a patavina daquilo. Porém, muitas das pessoas que eu mais gosto, muitas das coisas que eu mais gosto, estão na França. Eu diria que a seguir ao Japão, a França está tipo é provavelmente o top 2 países que eu quero visitar. Ok, atrás do Canadá também. Ser top 3. E eu não sei um caralho de francês e eu odeio francês. Não faz sentido, mas eu só aceito.
Hello
It's,
by kissing a
you
girl
say
like
hello
this,
by
but
just having a peek on the cheek and not in the US. And this is the kind of stuff where having an American writer was really needed. We made some other mistakes, like on this parking at the beginning we had the parking spots which were really small, and Christian said to us that this is not American parking spots. In the US you have large parking spots
Yeah.
because we have big cars, so we changed that. And we did that for various things, like sometimes a sign were not at the right position or something that was not perfectly true to reality.
So,
Oh.
Chloe's house. This is the very, very first scene we've made for the game. So this is really
É a primeira
the scene
cena?
that, uh,
Eles começaram a trabalhar
we
na
have
casa da
modified a lot
Chloe
to
no primeiro.
create, Life is
And
Strange.
this
in
is
the end.
also the scene with which we sold the game to Square Enix. That's the
Yeah.
scene we showed to publisher.
The first time I tried the game, it was the Chloe's Room, a really early prototype, and it felt fantastic to play it. I was literally smiling while playing it because the
Pera,
game was
isto é a Max antiga?
already, even
Aquilo é a
though
Max antiga.
the environment, the characters were not final. It was really good to play.
And we decided to use this scene because there is
Segundo
the mechanism is
protótipo.
here, but there's also a scene that shows really what Life is Strange is, because it's a story about those two girls trying to reconnect. We had the two main characters. We had strong issues with what happened with David later. So we have the environmental storytelling when you're visiting a different part of the house. We have Zen sequence. It had the feeling that we really wanted to push for the game. This slow-paced, nostalgic feeling. I think that this scene is really a really good one to show that in episode 1.
At the beginning, it wasn't exactly like that. We got different outcomes, and so the scene which is in the game now is really different from the very first prototype. At the very beginning, it was only the arguing with David we have
Yep.
done in motion capture, and I've played with Jean-Luc. So Jean-Luc
You were doing Chloe.
yeah, I was playing Chloe and Jean-Luc
Nem
was
fudendo.
playing David. And Jean-Luc is a great writer who has written the original story. So we have played all together because we didn't want to. We didn't add the money.
Yeah,
In fact,
it was
to have a optic motion capture shooting. So
Just to
we
show
try
working
by
prototype.
yourself
And I
to
remember
have animation for the prototype, and the animation is quite ugly. The characters also
Oh
are
yeah, the first
ugly.
version were and there were at the beginning no textures. We had version
Yeah.
with only the grey characters. We were really weird without hair, so we had a hairless Chloe. for
And
the
I think
test.
Max is quite frightening. The smoke and all the FX elements, they are made following the same idea as non-realistic, but like, it looks like undrawn smoke a little.
Yeah,
But it's really really beautiful, and our FX artist has made a lot of FX like this. We can see also the wind outside.
The wind effect.
The wind effect are really beautiful.
And we tried to be as close as possible of the concept art. Like, ideally, the game we wanted it to look like some sort of animated concept art, and I think it's really the 3D on
Mano.
the artist and the concept art.
Eu estava a ver de onde é que vinha este fumo e agora é que eu pensei. Eu não cheguei a ver esta merda. Eu passei por aqui e não vi esta merda, mano. Eu sou cego, caralho.
Artist did a
Na boa, a
really
quantidade de detalhes que estes filhos da puta já falaram aqui que eu não vi, quer seja no primeiro, quer seja antes de ontem, quando nós vimos os primeiros 7 vídeos, ou agora, é incrível. Como é que eu não vi esta merda?
But this feeling of light but it's a lot of details that we try everywhere. Even if the lighting, if you look just at the light on the drawer, even on the light we have this small bending that gives the feeling that the light is hand painted. So we did a lot of work on everything, on lighting, visual effects, textures, to have this cohesive style. And sometimes the player might not completely notice it, but it still gives this cohesion to the game.
Like for example, for the Chloe's house, how rich Chloe's parents are, so what kind of house they can afford. So these get painted. In concept art, we do like every room, even the map, the floor map. in Mac's rooms, there's a lot of photos on the wall because she likes to take photos, and you know you get like the bands, poster of bands. Because she like, you know, you have to feel like who they are, and, you know, just by looking at the room.
Mano, o nível de detalhe que estes filhos da puta fazem, que eu não... Os gajos fizeram tanto detalhe que eu não vi um terço dos detalhes. Mano, eu achava que eu tinha visto detalhes que foda. Não, eu estou a ver isto, eu só estou a aprender que eu fui um nabo do caralho que não viu na realidade, foi um caraças. Mano, eu não vi as placas dos carros, eu não vi o fumo, eu não vi porra nenhuma. Mano, como é que é possível ter passado tanto detalhe e eu não ter-me apercebido? Oh, mano. O único detalhe que eu realmente me perdoo de não ter apercebido é o facto da
One of
foto.
the most
É o facto de eles terem rasgado a foto e tecnicamente não podiam, porque aquilo aparentemente é resistente na vida real. Mas é o único detalhe que eu deixo passar, que eu não me apercebi, porque eu próprio não sei um caralho sobre fotos. Ou seja, eu não sabia que aquilo era difícil de rasgar. E não é detalhe, é erro nesse caso. Mas entre erros e detalhes eu não me apercebi aparentemente de porra nenhuma. Os gajos tiveram nos outros vídeos a falar de erros que eu não me tinha apercebido. Tiveram a falar de detalhes que eu não me tinha apercebido. Eu, aparentemente foi um nabo. Eu achava que tinha jogado o jogo devagar e a chilar, a ver tudo. Não. Eu joguei o jogo, aparentemente fui a rushar e nem sabia.
challenging part of working on the game with an episodic format was to create those two characters in a way that would really appeal to the player. So when you arrive to this final choice at the end of episode 5, if you wanted this final choice to work, we really needed the player to grow to love Chloe, to really get attached to Chloe. So two of the biggest challenge was, of course, the writing and the voice acting to make that happen.
Of course, the story was written as a whole since the beginning, so we couldn't change massive steps, but small details could be added. A line of dialogue for a character, or episode 3 when you visit Kate in the hospital, and it wasn't supposed to be here, but we've seen how people loved Kate. And we realized how much it was important to have a scene like this one.
It's a way of finding,
Eu não cheguei a ir ao
the
hospital,
points
essa é a
of the
melhor
character.
parte.
So
A minha
sometimes
Kate morreu.
you have to think about expressions or words that one character will use and the other won't use it, and that's how you grow to like those characters, because when in episode 3 or 4 Chloe at the moment uses the word Hela, the players were waiting sometimes for it, and they recognize that okay, it's Chloe because she's using that.
So we're working with Blind Light in Los Angeles, and they sent us a lot of different voices to listen to them, and we have to decide. So we decided with Michel, Sebastian, and the producer, and Square, which one we want. So it was quite difficult. For example, for Max, we've got like 40, I think.
I guess we got
40
40
voices.
different castings.
For Chloe, it was 30, I think, something like that.
Most of the time we were quite sure and quite agreeing on the actor. It was really hard for Max, because it's always on our mind, like, are we really sure that we are doing the good choice, because it's so important. I don't know the number of lines she has in the game, but it's almost, I think that there is almost
14.000 falas no jogo todo e 10.000 são lá. Puta que pariu. 14.000 falas no jogo todo e 10.000 são da Max? Caralho, eu achava que tipo que a Max tinha 50% das falas do jogo e que os outros 50% era tipo 40%, sei lá, da Chloe, e o resto 10 eram dos outros personagens. Eu não me apercebi que 10.000 de 14.000 eram da Max, caralho. Isto é um absurdo, isto passou de 50%, isto é o quê? 70% para aí?
in the game, and I think that more than 10,000 are from Max.
I've never played a character that I related to so much. I have a lot of the same issues that she does with her confidence.
Mano, isto está-me a bugar o cérebro. Ouvir a voz da Max numa pessoa que não seja a Max está-me a bugar o cérebro. Não sei porquê. Mano, ouvir a voz da Max numa pessoa que não seja a Max está-me a bugar o cérebro. Devia ser o oposto. Devia ser o oposto, que é ouvir a voz da dubladora na Max é que devia bugar o cérebro. Mas não. Eu fiquei tanto tempo a ver a Max a falar e nunca tinha visto a dubladora, que agora que eu estou a ver a dubladora da Max está-me a bugar o cérebro. A dubladora da Max ter a mesma voz que a Max. Como é que isto é possível?
And so getting to play someone that seemed so similar to me was really an extraordinary experience. I really feel like I'm growing with her.
We'll help you. Just let me go and...
The fun story is for Jefferson. The guy we choose is Derek Phillips, and after we choose him, I discovered that he was Derek Phillips, and he's actually playing one of the main recurring character in the show Friday Night Lights, which is one of my favorite TV shows.
Well, this has just been really fun for me, especially coming from the standpoint where, you know, when I auditioned for the role, I wasn't sure if Jefferson was gonna be the bad guy in this. So, you know, you just kind of came in and we would do our voiceover sessions, and he was just a cool teacher. So it was kind of neat to find out about this twist. I mean, I'd kind of heard that might happen, but I didn't know for sure if it would. So it was really, really fun to play with that.
So we are really proud and happy to have Anna and Ashley for Max and Chloe. All the voice talents we've worked with were really involved. They've given something unique to those characters, and that's why it has worked also. It's because there is a part of their soul inside their characters.
For Hannah, for Max, one of the hardest parts is that there is so many lines of inner voices. So it was really important for Hannah to give something great for those, and I think it was quite the case. And for Ashley, one of the really hard part is that there is and for Hannah too, there is a lot of really emotional scenes.
I really wanted to sell the moments, and I was putting, you know, pressure on myself to make you know, certain moments, like with Rachel.
Mano, esta doeu. Eu achava que a minha voz estava a bugar com a Max e com a dubladora da Max. A minha voz está a bugar é agora. A minha voz não, o meu cérebro está a bugar é agora, mano. O meu cérebro já bugou tanto que eu já estou a confundir voz com o cérebro. Puta que pariu. Mano, estar a ouvir agora... Eu estou a bugar. Eu vi tanto tempo os personagens que estar a ver agora os dubladores estão a bugar o cérebro, mano. Puta que pariu. Mano, mas eu tenho de dizer uma cena. A dubladora da Max e a dubladora da Chloe são muito boas. O dublador de Jefferson também fez um trabalho incrível. Mas se há um dublador que puta que me pariu, o gajo deu tudo o que tinha e deu ainda mais. Apesar de não ser um personagem que apareceu tanto, foi um dos personagens que mais apareceu também, mas não apareceu tanto comparado com Max, Chloe. Acho que até o Jefferson... Não, o Jefferson apareceu menos até. O Jefferson até apareceu menos, ele só apareceu mais para o fim. Mas foi o David, mano. O dublador do David fez um trabalho incrível a expor os sentimentos, mano. Nós apercebemos-nos de que aquilo não é um personagem que é mau por ser mau, não. Ele é um personagem que é mau por não saber ser bom. Tipo, ele tenta fazer as coisas corretas da maneira errada. Tipo... E ele não se apercebe que está a fazer... Tipo, ou melhor, ele apercebe que está a fazer da maneira errada, mas ele não sabe fazer da maneira correta. Tipo, ele é um padrasto de merda, como a Chloe meteu durante o jogo inteiro. Porquê? Porque ele não sabe ser um padrasto. Simplesmente. Ponto. Ele meteu câmaras, tipo, a pensar, isto vai proteger a família, só que na verdade estava a violar a privacidade. Prontos, fodeu-se. Basicamente, tipo, se nós formos a ver, tudo o que o gajo fez durante o jogo é ele a tentar ser bom e a ser filho da puta no meio disso. E a merda é que o dublador pegou nesse sentimento e deu para passar, tipo, à medida que eu ia jogando eu conseguia, tipo, conseguíamos pela voz entender que, tipo, ele estava a sofrer pela Chloe, tipo, não gostar dele, sendo que ele estava sendo que sim, ele estava a fazer merda, só que a merda que ele estava a fazer era ele a tentar ser bem, tipo, um bom padrasto. Ou seja, tipo, o dublador fez um excelente trabalho com a voz do David. Eu gostei do dublador do David. Foi... Mesmo eu, tipo, dizendo que a dubladora da Max e da Chloe foram excelentes, eu acho que o dublador do David superou. Tipo, foi incrível, simplesmente.
Lots of the moments that happen in episode 4, I really wanted them to feel real.
And I'm constantly on this roller coaster. So I had to figure out how to harness those feelings so that I could use them to illustrate what Max is going through.
I remember during the voice recording session, for example, for the scene where they are discovering Rachel's body, it was really hard, even just for myself to listen to the scene, and they told me after that they were, both of them were really crying when they were recording this scene.
We knew already how we want.
Ok. Eu retiro o que disse. Estas duas dubladoras choraram. Mano, que nível de dublagem é este? Mano, eu estou com a impressão de que elas ficaram tão imersivas na sua dublagem que chegou a um ponto em que aquela porra para elas era um RPG de mesa na cabeça delas. Elas ficaram simplesmente tão imersivas que quando descobriram a morte elas só choraram e foda-se. Mano, dublagem parece interessante. Não sei porquê, tipo, a dublagem agora que eu estou a pensar, tipo, é interessante, tipo, a pessoa está dentro da história e consegue se meter dentro da história. Se ela rapidamente, se estiver sempre a dublar o mesmo personagem, chega a um ponto em que ela simplesmente está 100% dentro da história. Só correr alguma merda, aquilo vira basicamente RPG de mesa em termos de sentimentos. A pessoa cai para o lado a chorar.
To end each episode, but after we take a lot of time to discuss about how and to think about the editing and the framing, the layout of each scene.
The endings of each episode. That was something really important, of course, because it's an episodic game, so the ending is crucial. If we want, of course, the player to enjoy the episode and to want to come back for the next episode. So I think we looked a lot at also what can be done in TV series, because with the episodic format we were kind of the same way. At the end of an episode, you want either to bring back some element of the story, so in order to hook the player, or you can use a cliffhanger. And I think that we did both of that, depending on the episodes. And right now this is the ending for episode 2.
Here the episode 1 and episode 2 endings are not the same, but it's the idea behind was really to show all the characters of the games, all the main characters, and showing that there is maybe something more going on.
Yeah.
And in episode 1, for example, we even show some characters you haven't met already in episode 1, Joyce and Frank.
Yeah.
And you will find them back here.
O nível de detalhe. Como que eu não me apercebi disto no episódio 1? Eles já mostraram o Frank e a Joyce, sendo que eles não tinham aparecido, eles só aparecem no episódio 2. Como que eu não me apercebi? Não, pera, episódio 2 e episódio 3 que eles aparecem pela primeira vez. Acho que é episódio 6. Acho eu. Como que eu não me apercebi disto, mano? Qual é que é o nível de detalhe de uma merda a ponto que eu não me apercebo? Mano, vai tomar no cu. Como é que eu não me apercebi destes detalhes?
We really wanted those in episode 1 and 2, those ends to be like a wide description of all the characters and all what's going on, and also showing other aspects of each character. For example, seeing David on the with his head on the shoulder of Joyce, seeing Victoria and Nathan in Victoria's room, seeing the principal and Jefferson arguing. This is kind of small hints that maybe will push the player to want to see more.
Because this is basically the only moments where we are seeing those characters when Max is not seeing them.
Exactly.
And so we can just bring a bit more. We are not telling too much. We are just bringing a bit more on those characters, a bit of sort of mystery. And this goes with the idea that everybody might be hiding something or might be a bit different, right? Like Victoria here we can see her crying when clearly this was not the way her character would behave before. And having Nathan going into her room, we don't know what's happening between the two of them, but it's still bringing a bit of mystery and interest for the characters, for the player. When we worked on the cliffhangers for episodes 3 and 4, of course our goal was still to have a twist. We were really trying to go on with what was important for the story and not just having the shock factor.
Maybe just want to thank you for all the gifts, all the support we have from you.
Yes.
And thank you very much to be so active and so passionate about the game, and we're really happy to see that those characters and this story and those themes means something also for you.
Eu não me apercebi da... Mano, agora é que eu pensei. Eu vi a porcaria dos finais e eu não me apercebi de 3 coisas que estavam na cara. Eu apercebi-me do Jefferson a discutir com o diretor, mas eu não me apercebi Do quê? Da Vitória a chorar. Eu acho que nesta altura, quando ela apareceu, eu só comecei a xingá-lo. Tipo, não me lembro o que é que eu fiz. Ou se calhar eu apareci-me e não me lembro que ela estava a chorar. Mas que eu me lembro assim de cabeça, não me lembro dela, não me lembrava dela a chorar. Ou seja, se eu tipo reparei que ela estava a chorar e comentei, eu já me lembro. Mas se eu não comentei, provavelmente é porque estava a xingá-la. Porque naquela altura provavelmente eu odiava a Vitória. Eu acho que só comecei mais a entender a Vitória foi mais para o fim. E o Nathan, mano, o Nathan se apareceu, provavelmente eu xinguei. Foda-se. Esse aí é tipo um dos que eu tenho quase certeza absoluta que eu xinguei. Mesmo que eu não me lembro do que é que eu fiz, porque já passou boa data desde que eu joguei Life is Strange. Há uma coisa que eu tenho certeza. Nathan apareceu, houve xingamento. Mano, eu tenho quase certeza que se for agora ver o episódio em que isto ocorre, eu tenho quase certeza, o Nathan aparece e eu xinguei. É tipo 90% de chance que eu fiz essa merda. E outra coisa que eu não reparei, esta aqui eu tenho certeza absoluta que eu não reparei. O David a conversar com a Joyce eu já tinha percebido, mas o David a meter a cabeça no ombro da Joyce eu não tinha percebido. Isso é uma coisa que eu tenho certeza que não me apercebi.
Yeah, this is why we are doing games, so we're really happy. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really think that I think you are one of the best community we've seen for games.
I'm going to
And-
cry, Michel.
Yeah, and this community is really nice. I didn't see a lot of bad words. You know, sometimes in video games community it can go easily wrong, and it was it's really pleasant to read and to read everything that the Life is Strange community has to say.
Sinceramente, ver estes detalhes, ver como é que foi por trás, ver os dubladores foi bastante interessante. Mas, sem dúvida alguma, o que mais me interessou é ver que a primeira zona que os gajos fizeram foi o quarto da Chloe. Na boa, aquilo estava tão bem feito que eu achava que tinha sido tipo, provavelmente a última zona que eles fizeram, que eles tinham posto tudo o que eles aprenderam lá, mas não foi a primeira zona. Bastante interessante. Gostei.